was phenomenal. I'm like, don't cry, because you have to get on stage next. Actually, all of you guys are phenomenal. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm acutely aware that I'm the last one in between you and more wine. So, my name is Bettina Sherrick, and I'm here to tell you about my year of the Tri, and that's with an I, not a Y, which explains to you why I'm wearing this ridiculous thing right now. Anyway, so in 2011, I had some pretty, I'm so glad you put this back. I had some pretty crazy personal stuff happening, and I thought I really need to get my head into a different space because child custody battles are a bitch. And so a friend of mine said, you know, my wife is gonna go do this mini triathlon. If you've ever thought about doing one, I hadn't, you know, maybe you would do it with her. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds like a good thing. And so I met this wonderful woman named Louisa, and we decided to do this mini tri together. And in the course of doing this, we made friends with two other women, Michelle and Rebecca. They're going to be important in this story. And so we go and we start training, and it's not a big deal, right? Well, it wasn't. It was a 5K run, a 15K bike, and a 150-meter swim. Now, mind you, I couldn't run a mile. I was about 35 pounds heavier than I am now, and I rode a comfort bike. And I swam like this. So you can, you know, we trained, but you can imagine the day of the event, people were running past me as I biked, and I backstroked the entire swim. But I was done. I was like, oh my God, I did it. And then Louisa says to us, okay, girls, next stop, Malibu Tri. Now, I barely finished what people were calling a mini tri, and this woman is like, oh no, we're gonna go do a half-mile swim, an 18-mile bike, and a 4-mile run. And in my exhaustion, I hear myself say, okay, Louisa. So we start to train, and the ocean swim, that's some serious shit, right? So we hire a trainer to teach us how to get in and out of the ocean. In, out. And Louisa says, okay, girls, we're signing up for this thing called the Redondo Tri, which is the same length of the swim as Malibu, but it's half the bike and half the run, so it's a good training run, training tri. Okay. So we go, the day of the tri, my friends, the ocean is angry. I mean, she is spitting out real athletes, people who actually know what they're doing. And I don't realize this because I'm just watching, going, okay, go under the wave and over the wave, under the wave and over the wave. And so the old ladies section is always the last one to go. So I'm watching, you know, over the one, okay. And I go, and I'm out there. I got out there. It was amazing. And then I realized that I'd never actually swam in the ocean. So I'm like, okay, that's where I'm supposed to go. I'm just gonna start. And the first thing I learned is that when you take a breath, you don't take it in the direction of the And then I realized I can't kick anymore, because you really shouldn't kick when you're in the ocean. Didn't learn that. And then I realized that I'm having a panic attack. I can't breathe, and I'm crying. And at that point, a lifeguard comes up, because, you know, that's what they do. And he says, hey, you doing okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing okay. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm out here. I'm years old. I've never swum in the ocean. I should be having brunch right now. He says, you want to call it? And I said, yeah, I'm calling it. Jet ski comes. I'm dry mouth. Jet ski comes. Thank you. And then I hear a voice. Bee. That's my nickname. Bee. And I look over. Who's calling me in the middle of the ocean? And it's Rebecca. And she's not so far away from me. And she's like, Bee, we're out here. We're doing this. I'm like, Max, why? He goes, we're doing this. So the lifeguard looks at me, he goes, do you think you can swim to your friend? I was like, yeah, I can swim to my friend. And so I start swimming, jet ski goes away, bye safety. And like, I'm swimming, and I get to where she was, and she's gone because she's doing her race, right? And so the lifeguard looks at me, and his name was either August or Austin, so we'll just call him Austin August. So Austin August looks at me and he says, hey, you know what? You have a really good stroke, because at that point I'd actually learned how to swim like this. And you know, you could finish this. I'm gonna stay right by you, and you're gonna finish this. So okay. So I do finish, and I stomp myself out of the ocean, and the head lifeguard shines a light in my eyes to make sure I'm not catatonic, and he says, go finish your race. So I got on the bike. I no longer had a comfort bike, I had a road bike, and I biked the hell out of those 7 miles. And then it was the run. You guys, the thing I hate worse than running is running. So, and triathlons are kind of inhuman because they don't let you listen to music. They outlaw headsets, so you just have to do the run. So I'm like, I hate my life, why am I out here? This really sucks, I want to go home. And next thing you know, it's like, I'm kind of almost done, and I know that I just turned this bend, and then it's supposed to be the end. I turn the bend, and there's a freaking hill. I go, oh my God, snakes, why does it have to be snakes? And so, I need to pause at this hill and take you back to earlier in the week, when our friend Michelle calls each of us and says, you know, I thought I'd be calling you right now to tell you that I'm not doing the try with you because I'm pregnant, but I'm calling you to tell you I'm not doing the try because I miscarried. And we were so gutted because she and her husband really wanted this baby. They wanted to have a baby, and we didn't even know that she, you know, was pregnant. And she said, I just need to be alone. You guys go do your best race. So I'm now at this hill. And as I'm running towards it, I realize there's a lone person standing at the bottom of that hill. And as I get closer, it's Michelle. In her grief, she's gotten out of her home and come and stationed herself right at that hill because she knew that would be the part that would be really hard for us. And she made sure that each one of us saw her as we ran up that hill. And I yell, Michelle, Michelle! And she just nods and points up that hill, so I got my fat ass up that hill. And then when we were all done, we went to look for her. She was gone, nowhere to be found. But, you know, because of that, the 4 of us got to train for Malibu Tri. And we did. We trained. You know, we were ready, as we were going to be. Louisa was really ready. Okay. And so, the day of Malibu Tri, the ocean is not angry. I actually was able to swim it without lifeguard intervention. The bike, by this point, I loved biking. So the 18 miles was like awesome. Of course, then there was still the 4-mile run. And so I start going through the run, I get halfway through, and I hear a voice. Don't I know you? I'm gonna take you back to like earlier in the week. I went to get my bike fitted at this like tri-mecca place, you know, because Malibu Tri is a big deal, right? So there are all these like tri people buzzing around, right? And this guy and his girlfriend were like getting their whatever done, and he goes, oh, hey, you're gonna do the bike relay. I was like, no, I'm doing the whole thing. What? Now, mind you, I will never forget the look of shock, pity, incredulousness, almost maybe a touch of disgust that I was like actually like trying to do his sport. And he goes, whoa, are you ready? And I was like, yeah, no, I know I'm fat. I was like, yeah, no, I've been training. He goes, yeah, my girlfriend, she's really been training. I'm like, okay, well, good for her. I just want to. So, day of, don't I know you? I turn around. It's Try Guy's girlfriend. She is in the same freaking place at the race as I am, Miss I'm so ready, I'm so trained. And I look at her and I say, yeah, we met at the bike shop. And she recognizes me and she's like, oh, wow. wow. And I'm like, yeah, how you like me now? How you like me? I didn't do that, actually. Because running, I couldn't breathe. But I finished the race. We celebrated, ate bad food, and I swore I would never do a triathlon again. And I hadn't put this on until this talk. It fits better now. So, in 2014, I realized once again I was in a place where I was stuck and I was unhappy. And I realized that the source of my unhappiness was my work. Now, mind you, I was with 20th Century Fox for 14 years. I was one of the first digital marketers focused on international in Hollywood. I had an amazing career. I was big in London. And I got to do such cool stuff, and I worked with people that I loved and still love, a lot of them in the audience tonight. Thank you for coming. And I knew that it was time for me to go. And so I did. And I found myself in an ocean, not knowing how to swim. But I learned some lessons. I learned that when you find yourself in an ocean, you just start swimming. I learned that help doesn't look like someone coming to rescue you and taking you back to where you started. Help looks like someone who stays by you and helps you through the tough stuff that you have to learn how to do. I learned that your friends show up in the most amazing, awesome, and unexpected ways. I learned that when people try and tell you you're not ready, when people try and take your confidence away, we do that really well on our own. Don't give it to them, because you don't know where they are on their journey, and they certainly don't know where you are on yours. So, for those of you in the audience who've come for a bit of inspiration and feel a little stuck, I hope a year of the try with a Y gives you a little bit of confidence, because some amazing things happened to me when I left Fox. One, I started a nonprofit called Hollywood in Pixels. It's a 501c3. We have a board. Our first trademark publishes next month. It celebrates the past, present, and future of Hollywood and preserves it. I've got friends here that are volunteers with me. It's 100% volunteer. That's my story. There's wine to be had, I understand. And I thank you for being here tonight.